Ludus, Vulpes.
Welcome to Ludus Vulpes. My name's Kirsty.
I'm Phil.
You join us as we run through Deckchairs on the Titanic.
Now, you may be forgiven for thinking that we've already reviewed this game because Kirsty's been following its progress via its Kickstarter through some of the trials and indeed tribulations of getting this game shipped into the country. But this is our first formal review of the game, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it. If you are going to enjoy it and you think you might be interested, just hit a subscribe because that helps us out.
We like those little thumbs up as well, so don't forget those ones.
So, without any further ado, let's talk about Deckchairs on the Titanic.
An award-winning game.
Award-winning game, yeah. It won Best Abstract Game, both judges' vote and audience vote at the UK Games Expo, which is fantastic, and well done, guys.
Congratulations, Tom and Miles, and the rest of the crew.
A deserved victory, maybe. We'll talk about that as we review the game. So let's head down to the board and just talk about how the game plays. I'll give you a sample round, and then we'll finish with our thoughts. Okay, so you see the board here set up for a two-player game, and we're already 2 rounds in, and those 2 rounds have got all our deck chairs mashed together, and somehow these 3 deck chairs are just sort of swung over to the edge of the board. Not sure if this is a popular spot or not.
It's where the sun rays are.
Yeah. In essence, on your turn, each player in a 2-player game has 4 actions. In a 3 or 4-player game, they become 3 actions. And what's going to happen on your turn is you're going to move one of your deck chairs. So you might move left, right, up or down, or north, south, east or west. Let's keep the terms accurate.
Starboard.
Let's
forward.
not. I don't know boats that well.
Me neither.
So you're going to move your a deck chair that you own left, right, up or down. You're not going to move another player's deck chairs, and you also have the opportunity, and these should have come off at the end of the last round anyway, of locking a deck chair by placing your deck chair attendant, who basically just wedges himself against the deck chair.
He's like, I'm going to sit and keep this one for someone. I'm reserving it. Yeah. That's what he does.
In essence, what you're trying to do is land on 3 different types of spaces. Spaces of your colour. So I'm the red player, so I want to land on these red life preservers. Kirsty's the blue player, she wants to land on blue umbrellas. Now,
obviously I'm pale and I need the shade.
If I end my turn on a blue space as the red player, I'm going to score 1 point. If I end my turn on a red space as the red player, I'm going to score 2 points. Now, the other space that is available is the centre spot, which Kirsty's been hogging a little. And if you finish your turn on there, that space itself is worth 4 points. However, it's not that simple. At the end of it, when everyone's taken their 4 actions, you're going to consult what happens with the ship. And the ship's swaying somewhat. Not entirely sure why, but there is a chunk of ice on the deck which could be causing problems. And the ship will sway. So at the end of this round, after we've all moved our deck chairs, the ship's going to move this way. And so what's going to happen is all the deck chairs that can move are going to move in that direction. So where you end up after moving is not where you finish before scoring, and we'll show you that in a demo round. And then the other thing you can do on your turn, so you can place a deck chair attendant, you can move a deck chair, or you can move the iceberg.
Just give it a little boot.
Yeah, the iceberg can move diagonally, and so the ice chunk can move diagonally. And when it hits a deck chair, it moves that deck chair as many spaces in the direction of travel as it just moved. So if it moved 2 spaces, it would move the deck chair 2 spaces. So for example, if it was here, I'd go 1, 2, knock that 1, 1, 2 to there. And any player can move the ice. Yes. The ice does not disturb deck chair attended deck chairs.
The weight of the deck chair attendant is obviously heavier than this little piece of ice.
Let's give it a reference. There you go. I'm not sure that's true, but compared to the other piece of ice that came with the game, that is much closer to appropriate.
It's fine.
So at the end of the round, you'll score some points, and you'll move this on, which will become the direction of travel the following round, and then reveal the next one. And that, in essence, you'll score at the end of each round, and that, in essence, is how Deckchairs on the Titanic is played. So, how about we give you a little demo round to keep you going? We're at the start of round 3. I am the first player at this round, and I get to take my action. So I'm going to take an action. I'm conscious that everything's travelling this way at the end of the turn, except for the icebergs. So I want to be that side of my own stuff, which is a problem at the moment. So what I will do is I will... I'm going to come out here, I think, and that's my first action.
Okay, I'm going to put my Deckchair attendant just there.
So that's blocking, from Kirsty's perspective, all the Deckchairs coming that way.
Your turn.
Thanks. I'm going to move the iceberg, and it's going to clatter those chairs in that direction. Your turn.
If you move the iceberg, there's no like draft to pull them back, is there?
No.
Gosh. Golly, gosh.
Golly and indeed gosh.
Yeah. Okay. I will move the iceberg 1, 2.
And smash my deck chair into the side again. Great. I'm going to place my deck chair attendant. I'm actually not going to move that to there.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3.
1, 2. No, it just hits them there. So it's 1,
Okay.
2.
Can you put my man back on my...
I can.
Thank you.
I'm going to place, that was Kirsty's action, I'm going to place my deck chair attendant there. And that's my last go. Kirsty's go.
I'll go there.
Okay, that's the end of the turn.
Yeah, okay.
Now everything moves. So
Except
this row doesn't because it's locked. This row does. That works well for Kirsty. This guy was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, because
this guy moves to there. He moves to there. He moves to there. 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 Okay, so then we just do the quick scores. So 2, 3 points. 3 points for me. So it takes me to 17. And for Kirsty, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points for Kirsty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means she's going to pick up one of these 25s, which just
£25 tip, people.
just counts
Thank
the scores
you very much.
as it goes round. We then progress this over to here. That one comes out, flips over, and we now know that at the end of this turn, everything's shifting down this way. And there you go. That is Deckchairs on the Titanic. So what do we think?
Okay, so for any of you who are new to the channel and maybe have not seen our previous coverage on this game, you'll know that when it was originally going through the Kickstarter, it had a little bit of a difficult time, didn't it, due to its theme. And a couple of people were saying that the theme was inappropriate to have people sitting on deck chairs with a bit of ice being kicked around, unfortunately, and it was actually hindering the Kickstarter project. So for any of you that know, I backed that, and I openly went on social media and told everyone that as a direct descendant of a Titanic survivor, I am not offended by this game in any way, shape or form. Because if people are offended by this, and yet the multiple World War games that come out and
colonialism-based games.
Yeah, colonialism. Like, I'm sorry, like, no, I didn't agree with that, and I know that I'm probably winding some people up by saying that, but I had no issue with this game thematically. You are not trying to save survivors from the water or anything like that, which I point out my relative actually did. So, moving on to the game itself, I think it's a fantastic, fun, light-hearted, abstract game, which is quick and easy to play. It's easy to teach.
Yeah, pretty much.
The box even comes with the specific setup numbers that you need for 2, 3, or 4 player, which is really nice little, you know. It makes it much easier to work out what parts are needed. The little deck chairs attendants are cute, the way they fit on the little deck chairs. Like, the components are really adorable. the little artwork that Miles has done here, little nods to obviously different aspects of life as we know it from, previously to all the way through to now, with a little Jack and Rose at the front there, and mermaids, and like Captain Sparrow. No, not Captain Sparrow. Who's the one? Captain Hook with the
peg leg.
There's it's not meant to be a very serious, historically correct game. This could have been any boat. Titanic was just one that was chosen. And I think it's really good. I like the way that the boards are interchangeable.
Yep. So these separate out.
Yeah.
So.
And you've got multiple different startups, and it gives the game lots of replayability.
It does indeed. So for me, this game is, because I said it already, light-hearted and fun. A lot of the time, the artwork is entertaining. The game itself is abstract strategy, and as you know, normally on these videos we hit a compare list up. But the compare list I managed to pull off Board Game Geek didn't really give me anything that I thought was comparable, which is interesting.
Yeah.
It's a grid movement style game where you're moving things on a grid. You're nudging other people stuff as well. And we couldn't really find anything we played before that was a direct comparator.
We're happy to be corrected, and feel
please
free
do.
to
Drop it in the
comment below.
comments. And I'm sure there are other grid movement games that are this light. And this is a 15 to 20 minute game for 2 to 4 players. It's not going to take all night. It's going to be over pretty quickly, and you'll probably want to play another game because it is a frustrating sort of.
I was so close. I'm going to beat you next time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that kind of game. It is a little bit mean in places. Smashing the iceberg into somebody else's deck chairs is entertaining, if nothing else. And you'll find yourself having quite a lot of fun with the game.
Yeah.
And given how the game structures, it's replayable because it's as dependent on the players you're playing against as it is on the game itself for that game variability. So overall for me, Deckchairs on the Titanic is a game for those people who like abstract strategy games where you're redistributing or moving things along a little grid. It's not a very big board, doesn't need to be a big board. And by the end of the game, you'll have scored somewhere in sort of, 35, 40 points. And you'll have had fun doing it. And it feels like, it's almost like a competition game, it feels like, because it's very well balanced, it's set up. The main area of variability is these direction cards, which everyone has to suffer the same fate with those.
Exactly. You cannot foresee what's coming. And the fact that you can see the one coming beforehand
might help,
means that you might not be able to score much this time, but you might be able to set yourself up for next time. They haven't laid it all out on the table, and it's not a sudden shock, and I quite like that little aspect of the game.
It is a game that is worth saying, for those people who want to play it casual, I think you're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The problem might occur when you get to people who are not playing casually and are playing viciously to win. Yeah. Because it's a type of game where you can, if someone is not paying attention, knock somebody out of the game or just outscore them. I think I did it in the first game we played.
Yeah, you did. I was like, why are you doing this to me?
So it needs an evenly matched team, evenly matched players, I would say, to get the most out of the game. And that will be, for me, my only downside of this game. If you don't have a group of evenly matched players, it can become one-sided pretty quickly.
But then the rest of the team have just got to go up against that one person and make sure that you knock their deck chairs
into the sea.
No, not into the sea, because that's just a waste of people earning money. But yeah, I like the fact that I just forgot to mention that the artwork actually represents the different player colours as well, because you've got light blue, dark blue, red and yellow. I'm sure people are aware of that, but yeah.
So we've got player colours out on the board. But overall, it's a great design. It plays quite smoothly, it plays very quickly, and it has moments of meanness and frustration that you'll get over. Well, most of you will get over.
I will never forget what you did that first game.
Most of you will get over. So, if you have found this review useful, please like and subscribe.
Please, it means the world to us, and we'd really, really appreciate it. We're also on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, so just search for Ludus Vulpes and you can like us and follow us and whatnot on there as well.
Yeah, you'll find a link to Silver Birch Games in the comments and description below, so if you want a copy, I'm sure you can get in touch and see if they've got any to sell.
Lovely.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you everyone. See you soon.
Bye-bye.